Lord God, we gather here to worship you, and we thank you for many blessings in our lives. But most of all, we thank you for giving us your one and only Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord and our Savior. Please open our hearts and our mind as we begin to worship you this morning. And we thank you for your Holy Spirit who led each one of us to be in this place. We want to give all the glory and honor to you. And touch us, O God, during our worship service. Use us, O God, everyday life, in our daily lives. And we pray all this in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So nice to be here, and I do know for a fact we have a visitor here today. So if you any other new visitors, please raise your hand. I know we have at least one family. Oh, two. Okay, good job. Thank you. We thank you for coming and working with us today. So we do have a gift for you, so she's going to get you a little something, Miss Sandy. Thank you, Sandy. Okay, so we have a lot of announcements, and there's also some, don't forget to read what's in the bulletin as well, okay? Sign in the friendship pad that's at the end of the pews, the little black book, so we can record your attendance. We have morning and evening prayer services that are Tuesday through Saturday, 7:30 a.m., Wednesdays at 4:30 here in the sanctuary, okay? Bible study Wednesday, 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., Disciple Fast Track Old Testament. We have the Adult Sunday School, which is at 1045 in Low Chapel. And thank you. We're going to have the choir. We're going to have an Easter cantata, Lift Up the Cross, will be performed on Palm Sunday, April the 14th. Rehearsals will be on Tuesdays beginning February 19th. So even if you haven't signed up yet, please see Joe. He'd love to add you to the cantata, okay? Gals, this Saturday is awesome. The third annual craft fair will be March the 2nd from 9 to 2 in Settle Hall and in the courtyard. The deadline to register was the 15th, but I'm sure you'll see Wendy, she'll help you out with that. Right, Wendy? Okay, thank you. Then lunch will be provided. So we have the Lay Servant Ministries. Cokesbury is in need of more lay servants. Please refer to the bulletin insert regarding classes and training for more information. And ushers, greeters, and a volunteer nursery attendant are needed for both services. So there's also a sign-up sheet. And you'll see we've had an issue with the ice maker. Don't worry about it. Jeannie got it covered. Okay? I'll say Jeannie and Company because I'm sure she had help with that. But they collected for that and received enough funds to go ahead and order it. It's already on its way. And so thank you to those who donated for that as well. Evangelism training will be at 3 o'clock on Saturday, March the 9th in Settle Hall. There's also a sign-up sheet in there, thanks for that as well. And thank you very much for our prayer. Very important. Sorry. There's the insert that is to help prepare you for the upcoming general conference. So this is very important. So for the whole body of the church, United this church. So please read this, and you can go online and keep up with all of what's happening with this general conference. Okay? Thank you.
I'll explain a little more about that. The General Conference in St. Louis is happening. It started yesterday, actually. It will last till Tuesday. And so when you look at this, this insert is given by the Council of Bishops of the United Methodist Church. So it is a very official source. And with it had a brief explanation about 3 different plans that next Tuesday they will choose, okay, and regarding where our denomination will stand regarding the homosexuality, right? It's very important. And also it has a link, YouTube link that you can Wendy, right there, raise your hands, please. Right there. She's our women's group leader and doing a wonderful job. And also tonight, we do this twice a month. So tonight is the day of the children and youth night. And we're gonna, if you bring your children here by 3:30, we will take them to the Village UMC in Lauderdale. North Lauderdale. The address is here. The program begins 4 o'clock till 6 o'clock. Okay, so David too and John Martin will be there and I'll be there. So you can either bring your kids straight there by 4 o'clock or bring them, drop them here at 3:30. Okay, and also come here around little after 6 to pick your children. Okay? Thank you. Now, please join me in silent prayer of confession, and we'll pray silently. Amen.
question, and I'm going to ask everybody out there a question. Do you like to go out to restaurants and eat? You do? How about you guys? Yes, no cooking. Right, women? Men? If I were to ask you, what's your favorite restaurant? Do you have a favorite restaurant that you like to go to eat your dinner or your lunch at? Yes? Tell me. Go ahead.
Showtime Grill Buffet.
Showtime Grill Buffet. That sounds yummy. Yeah? You go there a lot? Okay. How about Applebee's? You ever been to Applebee's? I like Applebee's. Bruise Room. I like it because they got those TV screens. Sports time. Any volunteers? Any restaurants that you could holler out? That you like? Which one? Which one? Which garden? Oh, Olive Garden! Oh, that's good. What was one over here? Flanagan's. All right. Cheesecake Factory. Oh, that's a yummy one. That's good. That's really good. Sea-Watch. That's good. With Carrabba's. Listen to all these restaurants. How about that? Oh, I like Tijuana Flats, too. I like Mexican food. But if I were to ask you what is probably the most popular restaurant, what would you guess? If you had to make a guess, the most popular restaurant. Are you thirsty? He's not thirsty. Well, have you ever been here? What is that?
McDonald's.
It's McDonald's! That's exactly what this is. Okay, so, McDonald's, the reason I'm bringing that up is because they say it's one of the most popular restaurants. And I'm going to share a few facts with you. Did you know that there are over 30,000 McDonald's restaurants in over 120 countries? Did you also know that McDonald's uses over 3 million pounds of potatoes a day? 3 for those fries that we love and ate. Did you know that McDonald's serves over, can you read that? Can you read right here where my finger is? How many people?
45 million people each day.
That's a lot of people. Now, you might think, it's kind of crazy when you think of it. Why do you think McDonald's is so popular?
Food.
They sell good food. Kids love it, right? In all countries, right? I think McDonald's could be summed up in 2 words. And I don't know if you're going to know what these words are, but I bet a lot of people out in the congregation are going to know what these 2 words are. Supersize. Supersize? Does anybody remember supersize? I had to talk to 3 people last night. They didn't know what I was talking about. It dated me. Supersize! You go to a McDonald's, you make an order, you get a cheeseburger, fries, and a medium Coke. They go, do you want to supersize it? Do you know what that means? What do you think it means?
Make it a little bigger.
Makes it bigger. Double the burger. Huge fries, large drink. Now you just say extra large or super large. You don't say supersize. But back then, supersize was the key word. It's the only restaurant, I think, today that used it. And you could supersize it for just a few cents. Just a little difference in cost. So I think it was a pretty popular reason for that. Now, you might think that McDonald's was the first place to supersize a meal, but guess what? I'm going to tell you a secret. The first time supersize really was used is Jesus. Jesus used supersize. Crazy? It's crazy, isn't it? One day, Jesus was teaching a group of over 5,000 people. And when it came time for him to eat, Jesus' disciples wanted to send the people away, okay? And because there wasn't enough food, there was just not enough food, they didn't expect all those people. And Jesus asked them how much food there was, and then they told him there was only 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. Now you're talking lots of people. How is that going to feed a lot of people? Well, Jesus took the bread and fish and he blessed it. He asked God's blessing on it. And when he gave it to his disciples, guess what happened? You know the story at all? After he blessed the fish and the loaves and he handed it to the disciples went out into the masses, 5,000 people. They all ate, and guess what happened after that? There was still leftover. Now that's supersizing it, isn't it? I mean, way bigger than McDonald's. Really, way bigger. So they said, the Bible says that all the people ate and were satisfied, and when they were through, they gathered up the 12 baskets of leftovers. That is totally supersizing. So we've been taught that bigger is better, but that's not always true. In fact, little is much when God is in it. Amen. How about that? Little is much when God is in it. So what I brought today was my McDonald's fries from last night. Yeah, they were cold. I put little candies in here. So we could take some of those to Children's Church. But this was my favorite. Oh, quarter pounder. No burgers in there. I ate it. This is what my pride and joy. When I went into this lady, she had no clue what I was trying to get out of her. I said, I just want some cookies to give the kids for children's sermon tomorrow, right? She looks at me and goes, oh, well, we have cookies here. I said, but I need like 10. And she goes, oh, okay. She goes, they're like 59 cents a piece, or you can get 2 for $1. And I'm like, okay, so I was doing the math, and I was like, you know what, can I buy one of those Happy Meal boxes off of you? Because I'd like to put them in a Happy Meal box so the kids can see the McDonald's logo. And then she looks at me and she goes, well, why don't you just get our pack of cookies? And I said, it's not on the sign, you didn't tell me about it. She goes, yeah, it's called a cookie tote. And I'm looking at her like, hello, this is what I was trying to get, was a bunch of cookies. She came out with a cookie tote. Is that not cool? I didn't know McDonald's sold these. So in here we have soft batch cookies, chocolate chip. But you're not eating them all. Okay. If you guys are going to children's, Joe, so what you can do is you can bring them over to Children's Church. Whoever partakes is fine, and then maybe bring them out here for the adults. They're soft serve. They're going to be soft cookies, soft baked. Okay? So I'm going to put you in charge of bringing it when you go out, if you go out. Okay? All right, cool. All right, let's say, and I also had this. McDonald's cup, and there's sour ball gum in it, so there's lots of treats here, Miss Joan. Well, thank you for being so attentive and enjoying this. I think you did really well. He's a good kid. Clap. Myra? Well, Myra, thank you for joining me up here. And thank you to the congregation for helping me. Let's say a prayer, okay, before we go to Children's Church. Bow your head. Dear Jesus, help us to remember that when we give what we have to you, no matter how small it is, even a little bit is more than enough. Help us to remember that when we give you all that we have, it will always be enough. Thank you for this church. Thank you for these children. We thank you for the folks coming here. We thank you for the Holy Spirit being here. Thank you for Jesus. In his name we pray. Amen. So much. I'm like a kid.
All right, at this time, we'll have the ushers come forward for the offering of our tithes and gifts, concerns and service. Money left at the community rail goes to the Cookie McGregor discretionary fund, which is used to help local people with emergency needs, and we thank you for your generosity. convenient would it be if we could write a check or swipe a card and leave it here to live like so many do, focused exclusively on our own wants, needs, and passions? Remind us again, as we have existed our lives, that the real challenge of discipleship comes from leaving this place. As we send ourselves to the world to respond in radical love to those who judge us, hurt us, and threaten us. We pray this in the name of Jesus, who loved and forgave, and even as he was tortured, that they would nail to the cross. Amen. All right, at this time we'll have an anthem. Thank you, choir.
Thank you, choir. Great job. Now is the time to share blessings and or any prayer present. Just raise your hand and Mother Harry will bring the mic to you. Stand up.
I'd like to say what a great joy it is to have Joe doing such a wonderful job, having such great uplifting music, and the choir doing such a great job.
Anybody else?
just wanted to ask for prayers for a young girl. I'm not sure of her name. Her mother's name is Deanna. She lives in Tennessee. She's a senior, would be about to graduate, but she was in a terrible accident. There's a single car accident. She ran off the road and was in Vanderbilt for a bit, and now she's home. But it's going to require a lot of recovery. So thank you for your prayers. Was there anybody else that had a concern? Deanna's her mother, but I'm not sure of the girl's name. She was going to text me, but I didn't get the name back.
Deanna's Lord, pray for that. Also, I want to ask you to pray for the Pastor Larry. He's a retired pastor that was attending 9:30 service. One of our praise team members, he got bronchitis, so pray for him to get well. And also, Sophia is TJ's daughter. She injured her wrist during the soccer practice. So pray for Pastor Larry, pray for Sophia, and also Deanna's daughter. And I want to share the praise is that, I want to thank God for blessing our men's group. Saturday morning, there's a 17 men came, praise the Lord. We have a great time, and thanks to the pastor, Rich, that his leadership, and so the next one will be 2 weeks later from now, and one more month. And also Friday evening we had a family game night, and 27 people came. Thanks to Ginny and Mrs. Debbie Coon, and so I received somebody suggested, why don't we do this every month? So obviously, people had a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it too. So thanks.
You won.
Yeah. That's a rich one.
I'm just sitting beside Doug. One of our men have been on a cruise ship for a number of weeks, and in the near future he'll be going back out on the big ocean. So I pray for his safety, and he has responsibilities on the ship. He has joy in doing it, and everyone's safe, and has a good time out there. I plan on getting out there someday, but right now I haven't got my passport. So Doug, you can give me some insight how not to fall overboard.
Thanks for sharing that. I was happy to see Doug too, and welcome back. Good to see you. Good to see all of you. All of you. And thank you for all your support. And we are the church. Amen. Like I've been saying it every morning prayer service 7:30, Tuesday to 7 o'clock. We only have a few people, 5 to 6 people, and sometimes 4. And I tell them, and thank you for being here. You're my witness, right? I thank you for them to be here, because without you, I have to preach, to the empty pew. And I don't want to do that. So thank you. Good to see you, Diane. Thank you for your presence, and thank you for all your support. Okay? Amen. Okay. You don't have any more, then let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we love you, and we love Cokesbury United as a church. And God, we thank you for the wonderful job that Brother Joe Carlo is doing as our music director, and continue to bless him and his wife. And God, our choir is preparing for the Easter cantata, and God, we're going to have a great time as we're practicing and also perform the cantata on Palm Sunday. We pray for your healing upon the Mrs. Deanna's daughter who has syphilis. Please heal her, as well as Pastor Larry, who's suffering with bronchitis, and also Sophia, a little girl who injured her wrist with the soccer play. And God, will you have mercy on Sophia and help her to get well. We pray that all those who are sick, and God, lay your healing hands upon them, help them get well. And we thanks to Mr. David too, and who's leading the praise during our converge every Saturday, and also helping out children youth night, along with Patty and Joe Martin. We just thank you so much for all of our faithful volunteers. serving our church in many different ways. And we need all of them, oh God. So Father, continue to strengthen our ministry so that many, many people who live in our community may experience your amazing grace and love through us. Father, bless Foxbury and all our church family members. And we are one body in Christ. And we pray all this in Jesus' name, who taught us to pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Thank you. All right, now Mr. Patrick will lead scriptures. Today's scripture.
We have Exodus 4, 1 through 4, and also Matthew 14, chapter 14, 15 through 21. Moses answered, "What if they do not believe me or listen to me and say, 'The Lord did not appear to you'?" Then the Lord said to him, "What is that in your hand? A staff?" He replied. The Lord said, "Throw it on the ground." Moses threw it on the ground, and it became a snake, and he ran from it. Then the Lord said to him, "Reach out your hand and take it by the tail." So Moses reached out, took hold of the snake, and it turned back into the staff into his hand. As evening approached, the disciples came to him and said, "This is a remote place, and it's already getting late. Send the crowds away so they can go to the villages and buy themselves some food." Jesus replied, "They do not need to go away. You give them something to eat." "We have here only 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish," they answered. "Bring them here to me," he said, and he directed the people to sit down on the grass. Taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, he looked up into the heaven, he gave thanks and broke the loaves. Then he gave them to the disciples, and the disciples gave them to the people. They all ate and were satisfied, and the disciples picked up 12 basketfuls of broken pieces that were left over. The number of those who ate was about 5,000 men, besides the women and children. Thank you. The word of God for the people of God.
Thanks be to God.
Amen.
Okay, well, now I'm going to show you, we're going to watch the movie trailer for the Mission Impossible. But before we watch it, I want you to know, okay, I'm not showing this to promote or advertise this movie. Okay, I didn't even watch it, okay. And also, I do not believe what this movie actually did, okay. And because I heard this morning that this movie actor is not Christian, and I didn't know that. But I just want to know the only reason that I'm showing this movie because the title of this movie is related to my message today. That was the only reason. Okay, let's watch it.
This team would be dead.
Yes, they would.
how long before a man like that has had enough?
How is he?
Same old Ethan.
What the hell is he doing?
For the best not to look. Okay. What was the title? Mission Impossible. Yes. Well, a long time ago, God gave Moses a mission impossible because at the time the Israelites were living in the land of Egypt and they were suffering. Remember the story that Jacob brought his family to Egypt and about 70 of them, and because God blessed them and they multiplied, right? They multiplied and became many population, and to the point they concerned King Pharaoh. At the time, who did not know anything about Joseph. So he began to oppress the Israelites who were living in the land of Egypt by giving them, make them work a lot, okay? And it didn't work, so King Pharaoh asked midwife, the Hebrew midwife who delivered the baby, and whenever you see the baby boy and you kill them, and you let the girls alive, and because of the Hebrew midwife had a fear of God, and they did not kill the Hebrew boy and lied to King Pharaoh by saying that the Hebrew woman is so strong that they delivered their baby before we arrived. Okay, and because of that, God blessed the Hebrew wives. King Pharaoh told that whenever you see the Hebrew boy, then I want you to throw them into the Nile River. Okay, and during that time, Moses was born. When Moses' mom saw Moses, he looked so beautiful, and she decided to save the life of her baby boy by putting in a basket and make it waterproof and put it in between the rivers of Nile. So when God orchestrated, and then the Pharaoh's daughter, the princess, saw that, and she decided to raise their kids. Okay? So it ended up that Moses was raised by her mom, right? And I think this cannot be any better deal because while all the Hebrew mom were losing their son, right? Their sons were being thrown into the Nile River. Moses' mom, who acted by faith, she not only was able to save her boy's life, but she got paid for raising her own kids. What's up with that? Right? That's a good deal. But that's what we're going to experience when we live our life by faith. Well, Moses grew up as a prince of Egypt for 40 years. And when he reached at the age of 40, then he saw that two Hebrew men were fighting, right? And so Hebrew men, slaves were oppressed by, distributed by the Egyptian slave masters, and Moses ended up killing him and burying him under the sand. You know anything about Egyptian culture? If you bury that body on the sand, that's a curse to the Egypt. Okay? When King Pharaoh heard about it, he was furious and he decided to kill, Moses, even though he was, son. So Moses went away, and he ended up living in the Midian desert, right, watching over his father-in-law's flock. When at the age of 80, when he became an elderly man, from the prince of Egypt to just shepherd, watching over somebody else's flock, God called him out of the burning bush, right? And he saw to the end of the Midian desert close to Mount Horeb, and he saw a burning bush. And it was interesting because, if you are Moses' situation, that you've been doing every day, taking out the flock, let them eat the grass and drink water, and bring them back home. Then you sleep, next day you do the same thing. There's not much entertainment in the desert. But one day he saw this burning bush, and it was burning, but it was not consumed. So it was interesting. He said to himself, hey, let's check it out, what this is about, right? But as he was approaching, God told Moses, 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 take away your sandal, because the ground that you're standing was the holy ground. And from the burning bush, God called Moses and gave him a mission, and that was impossible. Because God called him to go to the Egypt, to King Pharaoh, and bring my people, the Israelites, out of Egypt. When Moses heard, no way, it's impossible. Who am I that I should go? I'm an old man with no power. Even if I go tell him that he's not going to believe that you sent me here. And plus, I'm not a good speaker. I cannot convince nobody. And God told him, I know your brother Aaron is a good speaker, by the way, he's on the way. And Moses said, please send somebody else. And by that time, God was angry. You know that story, right? So, I'm not blaming Moses when he said no, because this mission that he heard from God seemed so impossible, right? Who am I that I should go? He's not going to release straight so many people, because they were his possession, right? To help Moses to do this mission, God helped him by saying that I will be with you. God asked him, what is that in your hand? What do you have in your hand? Moses said, staff. I want you to throw it to the ground. And it became a snake, and Moses has to run away from it. God told Moses to pick it up. But when you pick it up, I want you to pick it up by the tail. And Moses did. It come back to the staff again. Why do you think that God told Moses to pick it up by tail, while most people who had a common sense, they usually grab snake by head or neck, right? God was testing Moses whether he's going to obey whatever God tells him to do. The staff that Moses was carrying, because God called him in verse 17, in chapter 4 in Exodus, but take this staff in your hand so that you can perform this sign with it. In verse 20 it said, Moses took the staff of God in his hand. Chapter 17 in the book of Exodus, it said, when Moses raised his staff in the presence of Pharaoh and his officials, when he struck the water with his staff to the Nile River, all the water became blood. In chapter 9, when Moses raised his staff, God sent the hail and thunder and storm, and it was the worst storm ever since the nation began. But in the land of Goshen, there was no hail, Bible said. Do you know why? When Jacob brought his 70 family members to Egypt, Joseph, one of Jacob's sons, allowed them to stay in the land of Goshen because there was the finest place in the land of Egypt. So until then, Israelites were living in the land of Goshen. While God was striking with the hail and thunder and storm all over the land of Egypt, God protected his people who were living in the land of Goshen. And I want you to think about it. The staff that Moses was carrying, the staff that Moses was using, a regular stick. And it is useful to the shepherd in the desert, right? Because Moses could use stick to guide, tapping the sheep who's going to astray out of the flock, right? To get into the crowd. And when they meet wild animals, and Moses could use the stick as a weapon to protect his flock, right? It was a very useful cane. But the Bible said it is called the staff of God. The staff that Moses carried, as God called him to do so, was a sign of God's presence. It was a reminder to Moses that God would be with him throughout his mission trips. The reason God asked Moses to grab the snake by the tail instead of the head or neck was God's test. And Moses passed. Because it was critical for Moses to obey God's command, no matter what God urged him to do so. Moses' staff was a useful stick, but combined with his faith in God and his absolute obedience in God's word, it became powerful staff. Do we want to be just ordinary and useful, or do we want to be powerful and mighty as we trust God's presence with us, as we willing to obey God's word no matter what He tells us to do? And then there's another story in the Gospel of Matthew that we just heard. And Jesus gave his disciple another impossible mission. And at the time, and there were a lot of crowds following Jesus. And sun was getting down, and disciples were becoming worrying about this crowd. And they suggested to Jesus, Master, I want you to send them away so that they could buy something to eat for themselves, because they were, the place they were was a remote place where they could not find a McDonald's, there's no Burger King, and there's no restaurants around in their places. So disciples suggest to send them away so that they could buy something to eat for themselves. But Jesus told them something amazing, because He told them they don't need to go away. I want you to give them something to eat. What? And they said, Master, only thing that we have is we only have 5 loaves and 2 fish. When you look at in the Gospel of John chapter 6, and they said, hey, look at this boy. This boy had only 5 small loaves of bread and 2 small fish. And Philip said, how long it will last? Are you sure that, are you willing to use told them, you give them something to eat. Why do you think that Jesus said that? I think Jesus said to his disciples because Jesus wanted to teach them that it was their responsibility to feed these people. And let me read a couple of scriptures from John chapter 6. Jesus answered, very truly, I tell you, you are looking for me not because you saw the signs I performed, but because you ate the loaves and had your fill. Jesus was talking about what just happened. The miracle they just saw. And do not work for food that spoils, but for food that endures to eternal life. Jesus also said, verse 35, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty. He also said in verse 48 through 50, I am the bread of life. Your ancestors ate the manna in the wilderness, yet they died. But here is the bread that comes down from heaven, which anyone may eat and not die. I am the living bread that comes down from heaven. Whoever eats this bread will live forever. This bread is my flesh, which I will give for the life of the world. What was Jesus saying to his disciple? Jesus was telling his disciple, yes, it's your responsibility. It is our responsibility to provide the bread of life to these people. Why do you think that we do food pantry to feeding twice a month, about 160 people each month? Why do you think that we feed every Saturday to convert to free dinner? Why do you think that we take 3 hours from the children from Margaret Elementary every Thursday night? Yes, we feed them, we spend time with them because we love them. We want to demonstrate God's love. We want to help kids learn better. We want to fill their hungry stomach. Yes, that is true. But is that the only reason why we do what we do? It's not. All the ministry we do as a church, we want to share the eternal life. We want to share Jesus Christ that we experience. We want them to go to heaven. We want them to experience eternal life through Jesus Christ. And he said it in the Gospel of John that I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me and they will not be hungry again. Whoever comes to me and they will not be thirsty again. We are responsible to present Jesus Christ, who is the bread of life, who is the living water. And that's why Jesus said, I think, you give them something. And of course they said, it's not possible. We only have little bit of food. And Jesus told them, bring them here to me. And Jesus received them. And he looked at the heaven and blessed this food and broke it and gave to his disciple. And disciple gave this food to the people who are sitting on the grass. And the Bible said, all ate and were satisfied. And they collected the leftover bread. It was a 12 basket full of leftover. And there were 5,000 men beside women and children. When we offer our resources, whatever that may be, can you imagine what if a disciple just decide to eat 5 loaves and 2 fish just for themselves and their hungry stomach may be filled a little bit only that day, that night, but they would not have never experienced miracles. Their impossible mission would remain as impossible just because the disciple and little boy decided to give up their little bit of food to the hands of Jesus, and after Jesus blessed them and broke it and give it back to them, and many hungry stomach were satisfied. God asked Moses, "What is that in your hand?" And I want you to think about it. What do you have? I bet that all of us have more than a staff. I bet all of us can afford more than 5 little small bread and 2 fish. If we trust that God will be with us, if we have a willing heart to obey whatever God tells us to do, then we too can experience this miracle that Moses and the Israelites experienced. We too can experience this miracle that disciples and the multitude of crowd experienced on that night. The staff that Moses carried was a sign that God would be with them. And we have more than a staff. We have more than 5 bread and more than 2 fish in our hand. Are you willing to offer what you got? No matter how little or insignificant that may be. Jesus will receive from our hands and bless them, and we too will also experience amazing miracle by God. So what is that in your hand? Think about it. Whatever we have, along with our faith with God and our willingness to obey, will not remain as just useful, but we can become powerful. And our impossible mission, any overwhelming mission that we may think, can become very, very possible. Amen? Amen. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much. And God, we are ordinary persons. None of us have a superpower. But you have just reminded us, if we trust that you will be with us, and if we have a willing heart to obey whatever you say to us, we also can experience amazing miracle. And God, we have goals, we have missions, we have wishes for our family and our church, whatever that may be, oh God. Help us offer whatever we got, the time, the gift, and talent, and experience, and our money, how small or insignificant it may be. But when we go through your hands, O God, we also can feed 5,000 men, plus their family members. Help us to trust them. And we pray all this in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Would you all stand for the closing hymn? Lord, I want to be a Christian. pastor and overwhelming. So we sometimes refuse by giving all kinds of excuses of God. But God, you have given Moses that you would be with him throughout his mission, and you did. And you have asked him a question, what is there in your hand? My brothers and sisters, I want to ask you this morning, what is there in your hand? I want you to think about it. What are the things that you can offer to the hands of Jesus? And give us faith that we are willing to offer whatever we got to your hands. You'll bless them and broken, and that we also can experience miracles in our lives. Not one time, but throughout our lives. As long as we trust that you are with us, it is the mission that you give to us. And also we are willing to obey whatever you tell us to do. So faith and obedience, trust and obey. The very impossible mission can become a very possible mission. And that's exactly what we want to experience. You have told us, told disciples, you give them something to eat. It is our responsibility to feed those who are hungry, physically, but not only that. God, you have given us this responsibility and great commission. Go and make disciples of all nations. You have called us to offer Jesus Christ, the bread of life, the living water. Because people need more than physical food. They need bread of life for their soul. And there are many people around us hungry and thirst in their soul because they don't have Jesus in their heart. God use us so that we can share in a mighty way, so that they will also be fed in their soul. They can also be satisfied not only in their stomach, but also in their soul. The grace of our Lord Jesus Christ and the amazing love of God the Father and the fellowship and communion of the Holy Spirit be with all of you from now